Hi, everybody. It's Elizabeth Chance, host of Busy Living Sober. How is everybody today? I am actually recording one day early. I'm on time this week. It feels so good. I'm not going to be rushed tomorrow. And before we start anymore, I've got to give a shout out to our sponsor, SoberLink. As a Busy Living Sober listener, you know that my mission is to eliminate the shame of addiction through open and honest communication. So, how does one do that? Well, SoberLink is a remote alcohol monitoring system that allows you to rebuild trust by sharing your recovery with your support network in real time. As a monitor client, you'll have 2 to 3 opportunities a day to prove your sobriety to loved ones through a series of scheduled tests. Once you test, your identity is confirmed and your results are sent instantly to everyone in your support network, making it easier to rebuild trust and improve communication over time. To learn more about SoberLink, download the resource guides, tips for keeping busy, living sober, or to request a $50 promo code off your first device, visit www.soberlink.com/BLS for Busy Living Sober. Thanks again, SoberLink, because I truly believe in your product and I think it's amazing. I was actually talking about SoberLink this morning with a friend and telling them how much I believed in your product because I think it's amazing. I wish that everybody could afford it. It'd be awesome. And for the people that can, it's worth it totally. So enough about SoberLink. And now I'm going to talk about taking a chance with Elizabeth Chance. And you're like, what? I spent time yesterday. I've been actually spending a lot of time looking over these other people, influencers, I call them, like Mel Robbins. And yesterday I did the Matthew McConaughey, The Art of Living course. And I paid for it because I thought, oh, I'll pay $47 just to talk to Matthew McConaughey. I think I could use it for my podcast. I could actually talk about what I learned. And it's so interesting because 2.5 hours in, they came on and they started like talking about this program that you're going to get involved in, and it's going to be 9 more months, and you can pay, it's worth $3,900, give or take. But here today, now you can get a special price of $300 and you pay $150, whatever it was. It was, I was so bummed. I was like, wait a minute. I thought he was like doing something good for humanity, not like another person who's out there. And I get it. We all need these things. Tony Robbins, it's great. They all are great and they all have great messages. But I went into it totally expecting something different. And I have to say, I was kind of bummed. Now, here at Busy Living Sober, you know that I do not charge you any money. I'm just here. If I host a retreat, I might ask you to pay to come to retreat, but that would be up for you to decide. I wish I had known going into it what it was, I guess is the real thing. It was that I thought he was going to like be one amongst his people instead of like, hey, wait a minute, can I have some money? It's like, okay, I get it. I won't ever do that. I'll tell you, if I want you to do something, I'll tell you how much it's going to cost prior to doing it. And I wouldn't say, oh, now here you're 2.5 hours in. Guess what? This is what this is, an infomercial. I wish, oh, I don't, but whatever. But what I found, which I think was the best takeaway of the whole entire experience, it was realizing that I think it was almost 2.5 million to 2.5 million people signed up from all over the world to do this art of living because everybody's feeling stuck. 2.5 million people are feeling stuck enough in this world that on a Monday, they took time out of their lives to go sit in front of a computer or in front of Facebook or in front of YouTube and do this Matthew McConaughey course. And I'm like, wow, does that speak volumes to what's going on in our world? That so many people took time off and went to listen because we're all dying for this answer. But what if you had the answer already inside of you? What if it wasn't found in a doctor's office and it wasn't found by anybody, but it was actually you had all the answers inside of you? What if you trusted yourself to know that you know what's best for you if you took the time to actually breathe, feel it, and go for it. What if you did that? You might say, I can't do that. I don't believe in myself that much. I don't trust myself. I don't like myself. I don't want to do that. It's too much. But what if you just took the chance? I'm going to tell you that I went to Amsterdam, as you all know, and then I went to Paris because my son asked me to come. And I feel like, I don't know if any of the moms out there get it, but if your kids ask you to do something, you're like, especially when they're in their 20s, you're like, yes, sign me up. I'll be there with bells on. And I was also asked to come to Amsterdam to come on the woman who owns Catherine Beacon's it's not a podcast, it's a YouTube show. And Kathleen said, will you come? She called me and she said, would you come early and come on my show? And I said, sure, I'll come on your show. So I flew to Amsterdam, went on her show. It went up on Monday, but I'm going to put in a link actually onto my posting so you can watch it if you want to. And she interviews me about my story about alcoholism and what it was like and what happened and what it's like today. And I can tell you this. I've done a lot of things recently and in my life that I think that it takes courage. And Matthew McConaughey mentioned that word: courage, confidence, change. And I think they're all great words. They're all great words that get us into action, but we have to be willing to do something to change. And I think that's the biggest word for all of us is change. How do I change? I've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's comfortable. I like it. It's like a pair of jeans I love. They're comfortable. I want to wear them and I don't want to change. But if you change just one thing, and what if that one thing was to be able to get quiet and hear what you wanted to do? What if you actually weren't running all the time? I mean, I think if anything that COVID brought me personally is the ability to stop and slow down and be like, it's okay if I take a nap. It's okay if I don't run constantly from here to there to here to there. If I am actually more comfortable in my own skin than I've ever been. And I think we all need that time out for 5 minutes a day. Maybe on the weekends, we even make it more. I think they had something to Sundays being the Lord's Day when we were growing up. Like nothing was open. You didn't play sports. You didn't do anything. You just hung out with your family. I think there was something to that. And they do that in other places in the world. I think it's important to take time just to say, I'm stopping. I'm letting go. I'm just going to be. And I'm going to be and just do nothing. And I want to feel like I'm not a loser because I'm not doing nothing, because I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing, which is doing something. And that does not equate loser. It does not equate have nothing going on in my life. On the contrary, it means you know how to take care of yourself. You need to take that time out. You need to go to that place that says, I'm going to take a time out and I am going to relax and I am going to reprogram and I am going to get quiet and I'm going to figure out what I want to do. And I'm going to clean up my drawers maybe while I'm sitting at home and I'm going to watch a movie and I'm going to put on my favorite album and I'm going to relax. How does that sound? Relaxing. Taking it easy. You know, I believe now, and again, I am not newly sober, so I know that this might sound like, oh my God, this girl's crazy. She's been sober she's a long time. She can do this. But now looking back over the 16 and a half years that I have sober, I think that part of my disease is it's totally about feelings. I have an my brain's overthinker, right? And I think and 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 think. But the longer I've stayed sober, the less I think. I am not so much of like what's going to happen. I don't want to tell you the future because I don't know the future and I don't want to learn I mean, I guess if I knew the future, it would be exciting, but at the same time, I don't know if I'd want to know the future. So I've gotten more comfortable in learning how to live just one day at a time. And I don't say that to be braggadocious and say, oh my God, look at me. I can live one day at a time. I say it to you because it's possible for it to happen to you. I never thought it would be possible for me, but today I feel like it is possible for everybody to get to this place where you don't need to worry about what the outcome is going to be and you can enjoy the ride. There were a couple of things that I also took from yesterday. One of the things was this woman spoke, and I can't remember her name, Marie somebody. She was adorable. I would like to check out her. I think she's a TV show, Maria TV or something. Anyway, mariatv.com. I think I'm gonna check her out. But anyway, long story short is that she said that what happens if you get to the end of your life and they say, are you upset about missing? Like, what if you spent all this time worrying about all this stuff that could happen and you're not living, and then you get to the end of your life and you're like, oh my God, I missed all this stuff because I was so busy worried about this. What if that happened? You don't want that to be you. I look at my time while I was drinking alcoholically. I don't regret it. It's so crazy. I mean, yes, I did things that were not ladylike and were not things that I want to stand on top of a building and scream out to all of you that I've done. But it brought me to where I am today. And life is a journey. And I also heard somebody and it was very brief. I only listened like for 5 minutes to a Joe Rogan the other day. And whoever he had on was like, I've lived an amazing life. If I died today, I'd be okay. If you died today, would you be okay? Have you done all the things that you've thought that you've wanted to do? Are you comfortable? Are you good? Are you like, I feel good about my decisions? Or do you feel like, shit, I've been sitting around, I've been waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for this person to ask me out. I've been waiting for this to happen at my job. I've been waiting to make more money. I've been waiting to get the bigger house. I'm waiting to win the lottery. I've been waiting. And it doesn't happen. And you're like, why the hell have I been waiting around for so long? What are you waiting for? Go out there and do it. So making the change. I'm going to go on and talk about this because I talked about it on my Instagram, and that is eating healthy. So eating healthy is a big thing for me because when I eat like shit, I feel like shit. I don't know if any of you can relate to that. So doing something different. I get up in the morning. This is an easy thing you could change. Very easy. I get up in the morning, and before I have coffee, I squeeze a lemon. I put a little bit of salt, and I put like half a teaspoon of salt, lemon, a whole lemon or half lemon, depending on how much you like lemon. And I slice ginger because I love fresh ginger. So you just get the ginger root at the grocery store and you just slice it and you put that in warm water. Okay. Not cold, not hot, warm. And I sip that while I'm pondering my day, what I have in store for the day. I write my journal. That is one thing you can change in your life. Just doing that, just having that instead, and then have your coffee. You're like, but I don't have enough time. Get up a little bit earlier, go to sleep a little bit earlier. I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock and I get up at 5:36. It feels amazing. I intentionally do that. I could stay up and watch Netflix or HBO or whatever it is on TV, but I intentionally go to bed at 10 p.m. because I want to feel better and get up and do these things I like to do in the morning. Because if I don't do that, I've had a bad day. So getting up in the morning and having that warm water, and then have your cup of coffee, and then go start your day. It just gives you a chance it's like a change you can do. Another thing is you could walk out a separate door. So there's a front door. I have a back door over here. I could walk out the back door instead of the front door anymore, just to have a change in my life. You could do that. That's pretty simple. Take a left out of your driveway instead of taking a right when you're on your way to school or to work. Little changes that will change up how you feel. Because sometimes we get in a rut, right? And I don't think we do it intentionally. We do it out of habits, right? And I've also been listening to The Atomic Habit, which is an amazing book. He talks about how you can make little changes, and the habits are all about your life changing. And just doing these little teeny things. It's not momentous. Like we all think that I've got to go out and like save the world. I've got to become a brain surgeon, or I have to become a heart surgeon, and I'm going to figure out everything. No, the reality is that's never going to happen, but I can do a little thing. And if you hold the door open for someone, what if you did that? I was at the grocery store 2 days ago, and I go to this little market down the street, and it's a kind of like a farmer's market that's open every single Saturday day. And I go there all the time. It's called Bender's, and I love the people who work there. So every time I walk in, I'm like, how are you? How's your day? What's going on? Have you been having a great day? And this gentleman was saying to me, he goes, my wife went to a store yesterday and nobody in the entire day, she works, I guess, at a different store. And no one the entire day said to her until it was almost 5 o'clock, did they say to her, hi, how are you doing today? What if you did that? What if you asked somebody how they were doing? Now, 9 out of 10 times people are going to be like, I'm great. I'm great. They're not going to tell you exactly what's going on. But that smile and that gesture changes everything. It changes everything. And it might not be about you. It might be about the other person. You're like, I just said hi to somebody and I made them smile. That will make you feel good. I promise you, it will make you feel good that you actually gave back by just smiling at someone. Hi, how's your day? Is that hard? Like if you take a chance on you and you try and do one of these things, just one, I'm not asking you to do all these. I'm just giving you a bunch of different ideas of things that will work. That might get you out of a funk, that might get you out of, it might be just like one little thing that you need to do that will change everything, your whole trajectory, how you feel about the whole day by just doing one little thing, starting the day with warm water and a lemon and some salt. And if you have fresh ginger, put it in there. You can plant ginger in your garden. Now's the perfect time to plant ginger. Go out in your yard, pick it, peel it, put it in your water, and it will give you just like something yummy to have before you start your day. And it's a total cleanser of your body, by the way, too. You change. That's a change you're going to do. You're going to walk out a different door, maybe. You're going to hold the door open for somebody. You're not going to think that life's so doomsday. You know, I heard another good thing on there, which was, I don't drink. That's my thing. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I own those things. And someone might say to you, well, don't you drink a little bit? Like, how do you do that? And you say, I own this. I just don't drink. I drink water. I've got Pellegrino, but I don't drink any mind-altering substances, and I own that. How does that feel? Like you own that. Now, if you're a daily drinker or before ever quitting drinking, you need to talk to your doctor, okay? You cannot do this on your own. You always need to call the doctor before you go off or make any changes dramatic in your diet. Call the doctor. I don't think adding water and lemon to your diet is going to change you, but I definitely think if you quit drinking and you're daily drinking, you can die. I've told you this before. So please don't stop drinking without talking to your doctor. But owning who you are, owning the fact that you don't drink, owning the fact that you don't smoke, owning the fact that you don't gossip or you don't, whatever it is that you don't want to do, and you own it and you say it and you say it and you say it and you feel it and you feel it, you feel it. You're like, I don't do this. I don't do that. Nope. And you say it enough, you believe it about yourself, and things can change, but it starts with you. It starts with you making that change. How are you going to make that change? What are you going to do that's going to change everything? This week, I had been eating. For me, it's like open up the floodgates and I'm off to the races every time. So I smoked a cigarette while I was in Paris, and then I was off to the races. So now I'm done. I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke, even though I love to smoke. I wish I could and it wouldn't kill me, but I love it, but I can't. So I quit smoking. And then I decided I've been eating gluten. Like I want to eat healthy vegetables and fruits. And it's summer and it's getting warmer. So it's like your body craves anyway, eating like more foods that are light and fresh. So I've started eating just fruits and vegetables. And it says like in the morning, have 2 fruits. So eating an apple a day, amazing, good, amazing, makes you feel like great. Eating an orange An orange is vitamin C. You're like, I eat an orange, so then do I have to take vitamin C vitamin? I don't think you really do. I think at certain times you might, but I'm not a doctor. Talk to a doctor. But start your day with these two things and then have your coffee. What if you did that? And then for dinner, you had like a humongous salad with all your favorite things in it. I'm a huge, huge fan of broccoli and a huge fan of cauliflower. So I broil them in the broiler and then I put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. And then when it comes out, when it's still hot, I squeeze a lemon on top. Oh my God, it's amazing. And if you have hummus, put hummus with it. Oh, so good, so good, so good, so good. Chickpeas, all healthy stuff. Really taking the time again to change gives you a life that's amazing. And you don't have to literally spend $1 billion to go and change and have somebody tell you what you need to do. I think again, it's inside of you. Take the time, figure out what it is you want to change. And I'm going to end today again. So please go listen to my podcast that is on YouTube. And I will again I'm going to have the link in my show. And please go listen to my story if you want to hear my story and hear Kathleen Beacon's interview with me on health and wellness, a wellness revolution. And it's called Overcoming Alcohol Addiction. Go take a listen, see if you like it. Again, the link will be in my description of my show. Secondly, I wanted to tell you, so my next trip is I'm going to Santa Fe, New Mexico. My youngest son, again, Henry, is going out to work in New Mexico. And he said, Mom, I'm going to drive him out there and we're going to set him up and he's going to use a car because whatever, it's easier. Anyway, you don't need to get into that. It doesn't matter. It's boring. But I decided I'm going to take an art class there because Santa Fe is amazing. And if you've never been, I'm going to take an art class and it's going to be the week of June 5th through the 12th, which is a Monday, anytime during that week. And I'm going to have a flyer up and I'm actually going to have my art teacher on. She's going to come on the show next week and you guys can hear from her about how painting can really, really help you, calm your brain. So Andrea is going to come on next week and I'm very excited to have her on next week and share our conversation with you. So lots of things going on in my life that I wanted to share with you. And I wanted to also share that if anybody's interested in coming to Santa Fe, I'd love to have you come. It's going to be amazing. And we'll go paint and we'll just relax and we'll go to Santa Fe and it'll be the first week in June. So let me know if you're interested. And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you have any questions or comments, you can always reach me at elizabeth@elizabethchance.com. And that's ELIZABETH at elizabethchance.com, ELIZABETH chance, CHANCE.com. And you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, and go to my website at www.elizabethchance.com, or you can go to Busy Living Sober. Find me all in the same place. And I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please like it, please share, please subscribe to my show and share it with your friends. And please know that you are not alone. We are in this together, everybody. You are not doing this by yourself. I promise you that. Write to me. I will write you back, and keep up the hard work that you're doing in this world just to stay afloat, because we all need each other. Again, thank you. Thank you. Love you all. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.